Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel again. Alright, it's so lovely to be here talking about the things that excite us in the maritime industry, right? Okay, some of us are just here for the first time, some of us are following this channel, and you're here again because it is exciting, and some of us, like I said earlier, are just here maybe looking for something interesting about this industry, and then they found their way here. So you're welcome. We acknowledge all of you. Okay, so based on our previous video, which was talking about how to start your career as a seafarer, as expected, we got feedback, right? And one of the questions that people asked me was, surprisingly, cooks. Like, do cooks become seafarers? Yeah, really, that's a valid question, really. Do cooks become seafarers? How is that really a thing? The answer to that is yes. Cooks do become seafarers. Exactly. Way back, you just have guys who just jump into the galley. Oh, by the way, also, galley, what we call galley, is what we call kitchen on land. Okay, so if you hear me say galley, what that simply means is kitchen. Okay, you might be wondering, galley, what does galley mean? Are we gonna have another topic on galley? No, galley just simply means kitchen. Okay, so way back in those days, cooks, they just pick them. It might even be one of the crew members, might be somebody who is working on deck. They just move him to the kitchen and you start cooking, or the guy says, oh, I know how to make this. All right, go make this chicken broth. Right? But now it's a different ball game entirely. Yes. In my opinion, I would say that cooks, they hold, if not the most sensitive or important position on the ship, then I would say, it's right up there in terms of sensitivity and importance. Okay, and the reason is because, one, the lives of everybody on the ship is in the hands of the cook, literally, right? And you pretty much figure that out. That's because this is the person who cooks everything that we eat. Okay, so that just makes that position very sensitive. Okay, and then number two is, let's assume we have like a public holiday, and then this particular company or vessel is acknowledging it. So you might have like a relaxed day. The captain can say, okay, it's going to be half day, and so on. The interesting thing is, the cooks are still cooking. They're still working, because whether you like it or not, people will eat, right? And then lastly, I don't really like this particular one, but yeah, if there's going to be like a strike and you want quick response, all you need to do is just involve the cooks and say, you know what, don't cook until XYZ is done. You get answers immediately. That is the ultimate down tools on the ship. But like I said, I don't really like that. I don't advise anybody to do that, or any crew to do that. Okay, so we've addressed the importance, and we've said yes, cooks do actually become seafarers. So the next question is, how do cooks become seafarers, right? Based on what I've seen, okay, there are quite a few of the people that I've met over my career, over my time as a seafarer, that are cooks. They said they started off their career as stewards. Okay, stewards are the people who do like the cleaning, Okay, they also assist in the galley, the pantry. They assist in the laundry. They assist in the cabins. Cabins, we all know cabins, rooms. Okay, so they assist in the cabins as well, and then as stewards, they slowly work their way up to becoming cooks. So stewards, we'll start from there. Um, most companies, what they require from you as a steward is your secondary school certificate, your high school, yeah, either secondary school, whichever country you are watching this from, your high school certificate or your secondary school, which some countries call O-level certificate. That's what they need. One. Two, you need to do your mandatory courses. I mentioned that in the previous video. Okay, so you can go find out. Oh, anyways, I'll just mention it here. The mandatory courses are 4 of them. Okay, we have the basic firefighting, we have the elementary first aid, we have the personal survival techniques, and then we have the personal safety and social responsibilities. Just this 4 of them. All right, they're very mandatory. Without it, you can't go on board the ship, and they're readily available centers, all over. And these courses are not really expensive, and within 2 weeks, 3 weeks, you're done with those courses. Okay, after that, you need to get your medical certificates, you need to get your yellow fever vaccination, and yeah, there's also the COVID vaccination as well. And then you need to get your discharge booklet from your maritime administration. Okay, agency, your maritime administration agency, you need to get that. And you also need to get food handling certificate. Yeah, because some of these guys work in the galley, all right, you'll be handling food, so you need to get a certificate that qualifies you to handle what people eat. Okay, and some companies requires you to get hepatitis A and B vaccination. Yeah, so after you've gotten all of this, you can go on board as a steward. Now, this is basic, right? This is a basic requirement. Working on various kinds of ships may require additional certificates, but with this, you are qualified to go on board as a steward. And then when you get on board as a steward, you are in the galley, you slowly work your way up. Some companies have what we call assistant cooks, some have just cooks. Okay, so you slowly work your way up to becoming a cook from there. Okay, it's that simple. Okay, now there's some people who go on board as cooks directly. Yes, you get employed as a cook directly. Now, before that is done, you need to have all the certificates that I listed earlier for stewards. Yes, you need to get all of that. And then some companies will require you to have a culinary certificate. Yes, you might need to go to obtain you go to cooking school and get the certificate. Some companies do that. Okay, but others, pretty okay with you saying, yes, I know how to cook, or your experience. Yeah, some of them are just okay with your experience that you have on your CV. Okay, and how do you stay on board as a cook? How do you maintain being a cook? The most important thing is for the people to like your food, because if they don't like your food, I'm sorry, you gotta go. So if they don't like your food, you may find it difficult to retain that position. So most coaches find them very, very friendly, very interactive with the rest of the crew, because they like to get feedback and so on. And then also you would require a very broad or wide range of cooking or cuisine. Okay, because sometimes you get people from all over the world coming to your ship, And this is not just, I'm not talking about the cruise lines now. Those cruise liners are a different ball game entirely. Those ones, sometimes they have celebrity chefs. You know, they have like high class chefs, people who rake in hundreds of thousands of dollars and so on. This, what I'm saying, is just for basic cooks or basic seafarers. All right. You need a wide range, because you cannot just cook one thing over and over and over again for people, right? People will get tired. And also you need to say you have a particular delicacy now that appeals to a particular race or set of people. You need to find a balance, okay? You need to find a balance, because in some cases the rest of the crew might be like, oh, this cook is favoring these guys, okay? So you need to find a balance that cuts across everyone. Yeah, but how do you become a cook? I just stated that earlier. How do you maintain the position? It's by what you're giving the people to eat. Yeah, that's it. It's that simple. Now, some people do not just end up as cooks, okay? They go higher again, and that position is called camp boss. Yes, so camp bosses, basically what they do is inventory, okay? They are in charge of all the supplies that are coming in, the consumables, which is, you know, from food to toiletries, you know, to both the fresh foods, the frozen, all of that, everything that they need, you know, in the galley and in the cabins, in the mess room, all of that. The camp bosses are usually in charge of that. So you become a cook, and when you feel, okay, you know what, I've had enough of this, you just go higher. In some companies, cooks double as camp bosses. Yeah, in some companies they double as that. But yeah, to answer the question once again, cooks can actually be seafarers. Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching, and please subscribe, like, follow us, okay? Because we'll be churning out content every single week. Until next week,